First of all, they went around the world for 2 years straight telling any women that would listen that this was a good-looking
Mm-hmm.
Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose and little head and a big jaw? When? Since when? That look like my daddy. When you start liking my daddy? If this ugly nigga is good-looking, then all is good-looking.
Katt Williams is known for many things, but apparently being nice isn't one of them. During his 2006 music special The Pimp Chronicles Part 1, he said some things about Michael Jackson that will probably make you laugh so hard you can barely breathe.
Michael, I know I'm supposed to be happy because he used to be black. I know, I remember. He forgot he was a nigga, that it was us supporting him. We had that big ass greasy bell pepper nose. That was us. We kept giving the chances and with the Villa Lago You know that ain't no real goddamn What you know called Villa Lago? It be a line as big as a mother catch Villa Lago. You mean I can get my credit rating up to 720 by catching this Michael? I don't give a how good you can sing and dance. I got babies, you nasty mother.
Michael Jackson is one thing, but calling out active working comedians on live radio is another. On an episode of Frank and Wanda in the Morning, Katt Williams rattled off names with the calm of someone reading a grocery list. Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, names most people in the industry wouldn't touch.
They're gonna let you be a star, Lil Rel, but you ugly. And white people don't believe in ugly stars. They think you have to be somebody that women want to sleep with and men want to be. But because we black, they say, oh, you don't even deserve that. So you get Kevin Hart, Lil Rel, Gerard Carmichael, all in a row, Hannibal Buress. Why? Because you know ain't nobody gonna sleep with them. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke.
And if you thought he'd leave the hosts alone, you were wrong. He hadn't even finished talking before he turned his attention to Wanda Smith, the woman currently interviewing him.
Favorite thing to cook? Your boys, yeah.
They like for me to, I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli and they love my baked chicken.
Hey, right now, look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli and tell me he doesn't say heat up water. That's the only step in broccoli, heat up water, simmer.
The argument got so heated, in fact, that they started roasting each other with no filter, throwing out insults that probably shouldn't have been broadcast live on air.
If you can't get your blood pressure down, you can't call me that.
Whatever, little mama.
If your cholesterol is 600.
Whatever, little mama.
I'm Lil Mama's baby daddy.
No, you little mama.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
and what are you, girl? You probably shouldn't talk about sizes.
No, that's okay.
You big on the radio.
The interview went so viral that Kevin Hart ended up watching it. And a few months later, he threw in his own jab at Katt Williams during an episode of The Breakfast Club.
That eventually we have to take responsibility for our actions. Mm-hmm. I'm going to bring up the people that Katt Williams named. Mm-hmm. Lil Rel, Gerard Carmichael, Hannibal Buress, myself, Tiffany Haddish.
Correct.
Lil Rel is seeing so much success after doing his special Relevant. Gerard Carmichael had his own show that he starred, wrote, produced. Me, Kevin Hart, the guy that sits on top right now, have taken advantage of all the money that I have. I've shot over 56 specials for the up-and-coming generation of comedy. My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped f***ing you. Katt Williams, have you ever used your platform to bring the people that were under you up? You haven't.
Most people think Katt Williams has nothing but negative things to say about Kevin Hart, but that's not entirely true. Because buried under all the roasting, Katt has actually given Kevin credit, just not in the way you'd expect. In a few interviews over the years, Katt admitted that Kevin is one of the hardest working comedians in the game. And let's be real, you don't build a global comedy empire without it. From sold-out arenas to blockbuster movies, Kevin's grind is undeniable. But here's where it gets interesting. Katt doesn't give compliments the normal way. Every bit of praise comes with a twist. Right after acknowledging Kevin's success, he'll pivot, questioning whether that success comes from raw talent or the Illuminati. And that's really the heart of their dynamic. While Kevin Hart isn't really Katt's friend, Shaquille O'Neal is. And you might think that would put Shaq in Katt's good graces. But knowing Katt Williams, being his friend won't music save you from his legendary roasts.
stupid than a This got enough money to be whatever the want to be his whole life. And what the does this want to be? A goddamn sheriff. You can't be no goddamn sheriff, Shaq. You are 18 foot, 6 foot 12. Now you can't even go undercover. Just, do you have any drugs? No, Shaq. You know that's your mother. Invite me to his son's 4th birthday party. I get there, me and this goddamn baby is looking at each other eye to eye and shit.
Ricky Smiley and Katt Williams do not have the best relationship. It all started in the early 2000s when Ricky Smiley claimed that in the movie Friday After Next, he was originally supposed to play Money Mike. And 2 decades later, Katt Williams finally responded to that claim during his viral appearance on Club Shay Shay.
Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man? You wouldn't let a athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats. Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act. The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with.
Katt Williams doesn't hold back when making fun of people. And what's even crazier is he doesn't hold back when making fun of himself. During an interview with Conan O'Brien, Katt Williams says something that all of us short kings will understand.
Do you think that this affected your relationship with women, your success with women?
It made me try really hard because women want tall, dark, and handsome, and I wasn't able to fulfill any of those. So when I got a woman, I really tried hard. You know, I think short guys make better lovers just because once we get on, we don't want to get off.
If you're familiar with Katt Williams' comedy, you might wonder where he got his confidence from. But it turns out he had it the hard way. Katt Williams emancipated himself from his parents at just 13 years old and moved to Florida, where he supported himself as a street vendor before becoming a comedian. That early independence is a big reason why his comedy often sounds so raw, confident, and brutally honest. He's literally been on his own since he was a kid. But speaking about honesty, back in 2024, Katt Williams revealed something about Sean Diddy Combs on the viral Club Shay Shay interview that aged like fine wine. Chances are you've already seen it, but let's take a look again.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
Diddy isn't the only controversial figure Katt Williams has talked about. During a podcast with Theo Von, Katt shared his opinion about Bill Cosby that will probably leave you scratching your head.
What about Bill Cosby? Did you ever get to meet him or not? Before he had all the problems?
Is being a rapist one of the problems?
Oh, okay, sorry. But yeah, what was he like before that, man?
Like, he has some works comedically that you could put up there in the pantheon of joke telling. Really making black men and black families look really good in a time when that was not a popular thing to do. None of that supersedes rapist.
No.
But I was glad to not be a fan of his just because, you know.
During Def Comedy Jam 25 in 2017, where all the comedy greats were gathered, Dave Chappelle made a comment about Katt Williams that had Steve Harvey shaking in his boots.
It's good to see so many funny people together in one room, all wondering the same thing. Is Katt Williams gonna show up? Oh, he's right there. There he is. I didn't know he was right there. I would not have said that if I had seen it right there. I'm nervous as hell right now.
But that fear wasn't for nothing because in 2024, during the same episode where Katt Williams talked about Diddy, he also shared his opinion on Steve Harvey.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit. And then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit. Then you ask it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over KB and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none.
A few years before Def Comedy Jam 25, Dave Chappelle shared a story on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon about meeting Katt Williams that might explain why they don't see eye to eye with each other.
So then I go on Twitter, and it's the same thing. It's like, oh, it's a fake Dave Chappelle. My name, my picture was not me.
No.
So I stopped following the guy. And then, like a week or two into it, he just turns evil and starts like a whole Twitter beef with this guy, Katt Williams. You know, Katt.
The real Katt Williams?
Right, well, that's the problem, that Katt Williams starts saying things to this fake Dave Chappelle that's hurting the real Dave Chappelle's feelings. You know? So I go to the comedy show, and I see Kevin Hart there. I'm like, what's up, Kevin? And he's like, yo, man, Katt's here. Like I was in trouble or something. Like, what? So I said, well, where's he at? So then I go over to Katt, and I'm like, yo, Katt, man, you know, I gotta talk to you. I don't have a Twitter page. And he's like, so what, Dave Chappelle? He's like, what are you trying to say? And I'm like, I'm trying to say I don't have a Twitter page. He goes, so that's not unusual. I don't have a Twitter page either.
Based on the clips you've seen, you might think that Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams despise each other. But unlike with Kevin Hart, every time Katt compliments Dave, he goes all in, even saying multiple times that he considers Dave Chappelle the greatest comedian of his music generation.
Do you consider yourself the greatest?
No. Dave Chappelle still lives and breathes.
Okay.
And, you know, the fact that the industry blacklisted him for the last 7 years does not take away from the fact that he still walks the earth.
And even though Chappelle has had his fair share of problems with Katt, he has stated in multiple interviews that Katt is one of the pillars of black comedy.